Angelika Farthgooden, and I'm the CEO and founder of Paratex, and we are in Lexington, Kentucky. I was always interested in nature and animals. I remember a time when my brother got a microscope for Christmas, and I was actually the first one playing with the microscope. So that really what got me interested in science. I think the turning point really happened in high school when we discussed enzymatic reactions. I was really fascinated by this, and I had AP biology in high school, and then I decided to study biology. I think I'm able to balance my work and life. I have a setup with my husband where I leave early and he drops off the kids at school, and then I pick them up in the late afternoon. So we work together, and so being here early gives me an opportunity to get a lot of stuff done before everybody comes in. Yeah, I try to pack as much as possible in my 8-hour workday, because once I'm at home, I mean, the kids and households is the priority. Then going back to reading or doing science after 10 o'clock in the evening just doesn't work for me. It's just not enough time in a day to get it all done. So just prioritize, don't be shy asking for help. And you need to have quality time with your family. The non-surgical embryo transfer device, the NSAT device, replaces a surgical procedure. So it's a much more humane procedure, and it falls into the animal welfare category. Each researcher is obliged to do the least harm and suffering to their animals when they do research with them. The NSAT device doesn't require post-operative care. You don't need to have surgical experience, and it's faster and cheaper. So I think it has a tremendous impact on the transgenic field. You have a commitment as a researcher as well to always look for the least harmful procedure for your animals, and that's getting enforced by institutional animal care and use committees. So they are behind us trying to promote the device for us as well, because it helps the animals.
If we were going to do a surgery to deliver embryos to the uterine horn, we'd have to make a little incision on the backside of the mouse about here, and then deliver embryos using a mouth pipette under anesthesia. And we would have to suture the wound, and there would be some postoperative care that would have to be done. With the NSAT device, there's no surgical procedure at all, no anesthesia, no analgesia needed. The mouse just generally doesn't have a problem with the procedure at all. The speculum is inserted into the vagina, and the NSAT device with embryos preloaded into the device is then inserted through the speculum, past the cervix, and into the uterine horn. And she's all done.
We decided to contact the university who has a commercialization center, as well as got in contact with Small Business Association. The Commerce Lexington was a big help. So they helped us with the nitty-gritty pieces you need to have to run a small business, such as how do you do your accounting, and the Small Business Center was a really big help for us. Before applying for phase 1, go to the NIH website and see what center or institution you want to apply to, because I think that's really important that you apply to the right institution. Once you have identified something you think you could fit in, call the program director and make sure that what you actually want to propose is something they're interested in. The program directors are really great. They're very helpful. They will tell you right away if this is something they think might receive funding or not. The state also had some resources in place where we took big advantages of. There is the Kentucky Science and Education Foundation and the Kentucky Science and Technology Corporation. Both of them had great resources. For example, KSEF has a phase 0 and phase 00 applications where they help you put together a SBIR application, and they have somebody who would review your grant. And they also have additional funding sources especially for small businesses and loans. So this was very, very helpful. At one point, we did hire a professional grant writer, and we've been, I think, out of 6 or 7 applications, 6 were funded. I mean, we had a very high success rate. Whatever you propose in phase 1, it needs to work to move on to phase 2. The experiments we proposed worked, and we got great results. With the NSAT device, we had a prototype made. Now we had the manufactured device in hand, but we haven't really tested it yet. So we tested it on mice, made sure we could use it for embryo transfer and get live pups at the end and get a nice pregnancy rate and birth rate. With this, we had a device in hand which could replace a surgical procedure with a non-surgical procedure, which fits in the ORIP mission for animal welfare. So I think that was definitely on our side too, that we had a project and a possible product, which fit in their mission. Then what also helped us, that we had something in hand which was ready to hit the market. So we contacted ORIP probably a few months in advance before we submitted a particular grant. So we wanted to make sure that we fit in their interest group. I think what is really important is start early with your grant application. Contact the center you think you fit in. Talk to the program manager, make sure that you fit into what they like to fund, what they like to see. Get some feedback from them, tell them what you are planning to do, and we did that, and they said, oh yeah, that sounds interesting, please apply. What we do is we work as a team. We have lab meetings where we put out ideas. When we think ideas are ready for a grant application, we put these ideas on paper and then have everybody read through it and discuss and see if we can modify and then make it better. And then we have somebody who's doing the market research, because this is a business grant, so it's less important maybe for phase 1, but for phase 2, you want to know what your market is, so you need to do some market research. But foremost, if you want to start a company, talk to somebody who already has a company. I think that's really very helpful. And for me, with regards to managing people, I always try to keep an open door policy. I always tell my coworkers that if they have a problem, please come to me and tell me, because I might not be aware of it since I'm all outside in my little office, my own little world there. And I think that really helps, that they feel they can trust me and I can trust them. And that really helps with our working relationship.